Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to discuss about World Wide Web. We say www. We are all familiar with this World Wide Web. How to use World Wide Web also. Basically, one important protocol here is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. We call HTTP. Already in the previous discussion, we have seen the well-known port for TCP in the case of HTTP is 80. So that is the port number we use at server location so that you can extract web pages from the server. So basically web consists of a vast worldwide collection of content in the form of web pages. So you want to see these pages, we run a program at client side that is called a browser. So pages are viewed with a program called a browser. We are all familiar with famous browsers like Firefox, Internet Explorer, Chrome, like that. So these are all the browsers used at client side. So to access the pages of the World Wide Web. So this is the basic idea of the World Wide Web. Anyway, you have to mention uniform resource locator. We say URL. You are all familiar. When you specify the URL, pages will be extracted. So URL contains protocol as well as host. Here it is World Wide Web. We can specify path. So if you take protocol, it can be anything HTTP, FTP, like that. Host, here we are working with www, and path is leads AC UK. So this is the path we are specifying. So whichever the thing, you have to specify URL, uniform resource locator. It contains protocol, host and path. So protocol, host and path specified, then you will get the pages from the World Wide Web. So some common URLs, if you take, we are familiar with the HTTP. Every day we work out with this one. So that is the way we specify HTTP slash World Wide Web and that path. Like same way FTP, file transfer, protocol, we work out. Like that, so many possibilities are there. So file case, this is what you say local file. We use this type of URL. And in the case of news, we use this type of URL. Whereas news article, we use this type of URL. Like that, application changes. The URL, the way we specify also changes. But most of the time, we are working with the HTTP. You are all familiar how to specify the URL. Now coming to the architecture of the web. So basically, if you open one particular web page, this is the University of Washington. You can see this type of picture. Within that, if you select hyperlink, you will get one more detail related to this particular test. So this is the way we can access pages. First page like that, linked pages like that, we say hyperlink. So basically here the active element at client side is the web browser. So whenever you call for the particular URL, then it may access either YouTube or other server. This is another server. So based on the request that is given to the server, then in turn you will get the reply. So here at server location you have database as well as one program as well as documents are available. So like that we retrieve the information. Sometimes we can put a request to this one and you will get the response. Like that it works. So a piece of text icon or image associated with another page is called a hyperlink. Like that if you take something, then it will be connected to this one. So this type of thing what you say is the hyperlink. So automatically that link nothing but hyperlink. A simply way of telling the browser to fetch another page which is linked to the present document. So when you see the parts of the web model in detail, this is the client side, this is the one server, we say abcd.com, this is the server xyz.com, two servers are there. So your client is establishing connection with the server, with the TCP connection. Browser program is enabling the user to do all these things, establishing connection with the server. That is with the help of suppose if you take HTTP with port number 80 here, connection is established. That is the process to process connection. So you are searching for hyperlink, that is abcd.com. So you are connecting to the server. Later within that you are connecting to XYZ, then you are connecting to XYZ server also. So based on your requirement, you may contact one server or two servers or three servers. So that is the way we can say web mode. And automatically you will get the current page displayed at the client end. So this is the environment of the World Wide Web. And if you see the steps occur, first the browser determines the URL. When you take something, then browser determines the URL. Once you get the URL, browser asks DNS for the IP address of the particular URL. Suppose you are interested with itu.org. Here actually that is the HTTP there and www.itu.org. So within this you are looking for IP address for this path. So automatically DNS gives reply with IP address of that source. So this is suppose 156.106.192.32 is the IP address of which you are looking for. Then browser makes a TCP connection to port 80 on the particular server. It then sends over a request asking for file. Then we'll send a request from client to that one. Then server sends the file for us. Then browser displays all the tests. Browser fetches and displays all images also. Finally, after the conversation, you can release the connection. So these are the steps we follow to retrieve the information from the server. Now client side, if you see, basically there are two possibilities. One is plugins we say, another one is the helper applications. So basically this is the client machine. You have a browser, you have a code here, you have a browser interface used by plugin here, plugins interface used by browser here. So browser runs as a single process. If you take client location, a browser and plugin is one way, or otherwise You can work out with even with helper application. So what is the difference between this plugin and helper application? If you see, common examples of plugin like PDF, Flash, QuickTime, these are all common examples. We are familiar with these type of plugins. And helpers, if you see, that is a Microsoft Word or PowerPoint you can take. So this is the client side, how we are working with the help of plugins and helper application. Basically, a plugin is a third-party code module that is installed as an extension to the browser. So this is the idea of the plugins as well as helper applications. Basically, a helper is a separate program. The interface is at arm's length from the browser. This is a separate program, helper. Like a plugin is third-party code. So this is the way we work out with the browser. Now server side, if you see, a multi-threaded web server with a front end and processing modules, if you see. So processing modules, this is the front end. Basically we are contacting front end. These are all processing modules. This is the cache, and this is the whatever the disk here. So whenever client gives a request, you will get the response. So you are contacting front end, then processing modules, then you are retrieving the information from this server. So accept a TCP connection from a client. You have to accept TCP connection here. Get the path to the page, which is the name of the file request. You have to go along that path. Get the file from the disk. You have to bring that file from the disk. Send the contents of the file to the client. Finally send the content. Finally release the connection. So these are the steps happening at server side. Earlier what we have discussed is related to the client side, where browser plays a vital role. Here server side, your front end and processing modules, and we are retrieving the information from the disk. Now how do you write a web page? If you take, we are familiar with the hypertext markup language, HTML we say. So to allow all browser to understand all web pages are written in a standardized language called HTML. This is a bit easy to write web pages. Suppose you want to write a web page for this one by using HTML. So this is the page you are looking. So it's a heading of welcome to AWS homepage. It's some images. After that you can see this is the somewhat bigger heading. After that this is the another heading you have. After that this is the another heading you have. So if you want to write this type of page by using HTML, how do you do? First you have to name this entire web page. So for that first you have to title this one. So this is related to the one site amalgamated widget. That is the reason we are keeping first HTML indicates hypertext markup language. Head title we are keeping. Title is amalgamated widget inc is the title we are keeping. So head title is the indication of title for this one web page. Then first you are looking welcome to AWS homepage. This is the heading. So body, this body, total body is there here. So body H1 is the header one. Welcome to AWS homepage. This slash header 1, with this it is completed. So heading 1 is completed. Here h1 slash h1, with that we are completing the heading. 1 indicates that is the first heading size when you take somewhat different from the coming headings. Suppose next if you take product information, so here we are taking h2 header 2. Why? Because size is different, so we are keeping product information slash h2. So this is the header 2. This is also in the same way, so that is the reason we are keeping h2 telephone numbers slash h2. So this is one heading, another heading, another heading. Like that we are writing hypertext markup language for a web page. This is a simple web page. If you take, we are writing. So here after headings, if you see here image is there. So to take this image logo, then we are working with image src command. With that we specify that particular logo.gif file name. So with that we get the whatever may be the image you want to keep here at this line. Whereas BR indicates line break, this BR indicates line break. So line break is there. So after that once again you have a test. So whatever the test you are writing, you write we are happy so that you have chosen uh, that particular website you are writing. So basically what is the B? B indicates bold text. Suppose this is we are so happy that you have chosen to visit. We are so happy that you have chosen to visit. But whereas amalgamated widget home page, here this amalgamated widget is in bold form. That is the reason we are keeping B bold text, and slash B indicates end. Like that we are writing the text. So UL specifies unordered list. Suppose this product information, if you take here, there is no order, so UL you are using. The same way telephone numbers also, there is no order, that is the reason you are using UL. So that is the way we write the web page by using HTML. So you see these commands here. I have given some commands useful to write the web pages. So suppose you want to have a line break, we are using BR, bold text. HR tag represents a horizontal rule. So whenever you need horizontal rule, then we go for HR. So here horizontal rule is there. Then we are keeping HR here, so that automatically you will get horizontal rule. So these are the general HTML, what you say, codes we use. So to write a web page, like that web page changes, usage of these commands also will change. So like that you can write web pages by using HTML. These are the standard tags, what you say. Already we have discussed these tags. Body, header, heading nothing but. I indicates italics, B indicates boldface, like that unordered UL. Suppose you want to keep a number list, then we go for OL. Like that we can work out writing the web pages with the help of these tags. So these tags are part in HTML, hypertext markup language. Basically HTTP transaction, client side to server side. From client end we give request, server side we will get response. So in request message, what is there? Request line, header and a blank line. If you need, you can sometimes body. Other end you have status line, header and a blank line, response message. So this is the case of request line, request type, URL and HTTP version. And status line, whatever may be the HTTP version, status code and status phrase you will get. So the built-in HTTP request methods, generally we use get, read a web page, head, read a web page's header, post, append to a web page, you want to append something to the web page, put, store a web page, you are storing web page in a particular server, delete, remove the web page from that one, trace, echo the incoming request, connect through a proxy, options, query options for a page. Like that we have certain methods to read or read a web page header or append a web page, store a web page or remove a web page. So now if you see the architecture of the World Wide Web, client requests site A gives web page. The same way you can put a request to site B, you will get the web page. So now if you see the details of browser containing three important parts. One is controller, client program second, interpreters third. Basically what is the web browser? It is an application software that allows us to view and explore information on the web. Browser is there, then only you can explore. So that is the minimum requirement. Within the browser you have a client program. It describes the specific protocol that will be used to access a particular service, whatever the service, suppose HTTP. So it describes the specific protocol that will be used to access a particular service. Whereas controller, if you take, it works as a control unit in CPU. Your controller takes inputs from either keyboard or mouse and interpret it and make other services to work on the basis of the input receives. Whatever may the input you receive, based on that you are working. That is the controller function. And interpreter, it receives the information from the controller. So nothing but from the controller it receives the information and execute the instruction line by line. So you are executing instruction line by line. So this is the idea of the browser. These are interpreters. Client program, there we are specifying the whatever the protocol, and controller, it takes the input from the keyboard and accordingly it enables other services to work. So this is the discussion of browser. Coming to the web documents are categorized into three: static documents, dynamic documents and active documents. Static documents, you put a request, you will get a static web page. Like this diagram, client server, you put a request, you will get static HTML document. So client gets only copy from this server. So dynamic document, if you put a request, a separate program you are running at server, then you are getting this dynamic HTML document. Earlier there is no program you are running at server, you are putting a request, you are getting a document. This is the static case. Whereas dynamic case, you are putting a request, you are running a program there, then you are getting that HTML document. That is the case of dynamic document. So dynamic case, even you run the script here, then you are getting that document. So this is the case of dynamic documents. So dynamic documents case, at server location you have to run the program. So dynamic documents are sometimes referred as server side documents. So your dynamic documents are sometimes referred to as server side dynamic documents. Now active documents case, you are putting a request, you are getting applet from the server, but as it is you cannot display here. So you are running applet at the client end so that you can see the document here. Here we are running here at client side. Earlier dynamic case a program at server side, but here you are working at client side. So that is the reason the name is active documents using Java applet. So we are running the applet here to get the result. The same way request, you will get the JavaScript. You run the JavaScript at the client side to get the document. So this is the active document. So active documents are sometimes referred to as client side dynamic documents. Whereas earlier one is the server side dynamic documents, but this is the client side dynamic documents. So that is the way we do three documents possibilities: static, dynamic, active. So these are the possibilities of various documents. Now coming to, so what is the most popular scripting language for the client side is JavaScript. Most of the times we work out with JavaScript. That is the client side. So client side we work out with the JavaScript. Whereas PHP, a popular language for writing these scripts, PHP is nothing but hypertext preprocessor. So PHP scripts are executed on the server end here, PHP. So user one putting request through keyboard or mouse, browser enabled, giving two second operation, then you are working at server, giving reply 3 through browser, you are getting and you are displaying. So your PHP scripts are executed on the server side. So whereas client side JavaScript is very popular. So PHP is used when interaction with the database on the server is needed. JavaScript is used when the interaction is with the user at the client computer. Sometimes both is certainly possible to combine them also. So this is the way we can work out with the World Wide Web. Apart from the PHP, we can work out even CGI scripting also. But PHP is simpler to use than CGI. That is the reason most of the time we are working with the PHP. So this is the basic understanding of World Wide Web. So for further understanding, you can refer Tannenbaum textbook or Data Communication and Network by Ferozian or TCP by IP protocol suite by Ferozian. And even you will get better content in even if you search in internet also. So thank you for your attention. In next class, we will see the other application protocols. Thank you.